All right, welcome. I think I am finally live now. Yes, you guys can hear me all good. Let me know if audio's good in the chat, guys. I apologize for starting late here for some reason, and I don't know why, but for every few streams, it just won't connect to YouTube, and it pushes to YouTube as like this scheduled or upcoming stream, but it doesn't let me set it public, and I have no idea why. So I just had to try a few times there, and for some reason it just went live. I still have no idea what I did, so I'm so sorry, guys, but we're going to get right into this. I woke up to some big news. I have no idea why they dropped this at like 1 a.m., but we got a new co-CEO brought on to VeVe, Mr. Ben Rose, who was the former GM of Binance New Zealand. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one, but as soon as I saw this guy's face, I was like, I know this guy from somewhere. We've seen him before. I don't exactly know where, but like the VeVe fam's been introduced to him before. And I know that VeVe did an interview with Binance New Zealand about a year and a half ago now. I looked that up, and sure enough, he was the guy who interviewed David. So we might dive into that interview again after this video that VeVe just released, just as like a little recap and refresher. But yeah, this is some pretty big news. So I haven't watched it yet. I wanted to do it on stream, so we're going to get right into this, and make sure to share your thoughts as we kind of go through. So I'm in VR chat to actually do this. As you can see, Aaron's face is on the screen there, but yeah, we're going to kind of do some inception here. Let me know if audio's good, guys.
Amazing leadership team. I'm David, your co-founder, and Dan Crothers, our co-founder, and of course myself, my collectibles, your community manager. Big special announcements today, and we're going to dive into a whole bunch of stuff. But before we do that,
look at that background.
Dan and Dave talk a little bit about the history of the company.
What up, Evolve? What up, Doug? I meant to say hi to you guys, by the way.
I know you're super excited. I am too. But let's get right into it. Share with us some of the thoughts about where we're at, where we're going, and then we'll get to our announcement, obviously.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks so much, Aaron. As many of you guys know,
man, it's been so long since I've seen this guy's face or even heard his voice. When was the last time we heard from Dan? Was it? I want to say it was that interview last year in December. I think, right? Or am I wrong? But it's nice to see him on screen again. So.
Since the day the app was launched, VeVe was started in 2017. Quick math, what's that? Seven something years ago. It's been a real journey, a roller coaster, lots of ups, downs, excitement. Also meeting amazing people, and even in the community, people have made a lot of friends, probably for life, and really connected on that collecting level.
Yeah, we never in our wildest mind would thought we had.
Double Quill says, I get the feeling we're going to get more raw English for some reason. Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why. All the raw English in the background. Although we have the, oh, I forget the name, but I know that there's going to be that Monopoly game inside the VeVe-verse. We have a bunch of more raw English back here. Serial killers. What up, Double Quill?
Engaging community, and it's all because your commitment and the great partnership that we continue to bring. I mean, you remember the day when we switched the app on, in my kitchen table, you were going, I hope someone will want to buy a digital.
Wheels, what up, brother? Thanks for stopping by.
To where we are.
And as part of that journey, we really recognize that as a business, we need to grow and expand the company to what is going to be a very exciting future. Obviously, Dave and I are massive collectors. Like a lot of you guys, we really, really believe in this digital collectible future. And, VeVe right now is really poised.
Oh, I have some audio static. Are you talking about... I think you might be talking about the crickets, dude. There's crickets in this world. Maybe I won't do the whole Inception, but I think that's what you're talking about. Is anybody else getting the static?
To remain the market leader of that. So recognizing that growth and understanding, means that we need to ensure that our team internally is, up to par, and we have all the right kind of people.
Here, I'll just open it up on YouTube. I want to make sure you guys can actually hear.
because your commitment.
There we go. Hopefully that's better.
Continue to break. I mean, you remember the day.
Trying to do something different, but it doesn't always work. It is what it is.
Paper, you guy. I hope someone will want to buy a digital collectible of the Batman. And
it was definitely the crickets, yeah. As soon as I closed the program, I was like, oh, I didn't realize it was that bad. What up, Peter? Appreciate you stopping by, man. From Spain. Whereabouts in Spain?
And you know, as part of that journey, we really recognize that as a business, we need to grow and expand the company to what is going to be a very exciting future. You know, obviously, Dave and I are massive collectors. Like a lot of you guys, we really, really believe in this digital collectible future. And you know, VeVe right now is really poised to remain the market leader of that. So recognizing, understanding, you know, means.
Oh, we got one of the co-founders saying going to remain the market leader. So that's that shows how confident that they are in themselves, even right now, which is good.
Internally is, you know, up to par.
Pardon my ignorance, dude. I have no idea where that is. I have no idea where that is. I'm going to search on my other screen here.
And we have all the right people and everything in place to take us to that exciting future.
Yeah, we have a lot of verticals we want to achieve and a lot of new things we want to develop. And there's that thing we keep talking about, VeVe first. So a lot of you will probably...
Did he say the VeVe-verse? Is that what he said?
We want to achieve and a lot of new things we want to develop. And there's that thing we keep talking about, VeVe first.
Ah, he did. Haha.
A lot of you...
Let's go.
From my past videos, I talk about, you know, how myself and Dan has been...
We can't really hear... Oh. It'd help if I turn the volume up, I guess, right? Appreciate that, Double Cool. Thanks. We got C29 Rome in the building. Sup. I saw the whole thing already. So whatever. No, I appreciate you mentioning that. Should be good now, though.
Being the first employee in the company.
Ow! I'm gonna blow my ears out, though. 1 sec, jeez.
Sim Empire, I remember that day, to the 17 and the 70 to the 300.
Hopefully that's better.
As part of that growth journey, we are growing to learn and how we manage our business. And, you know, today we want to do a massive announcement to share some exciting news with all our fans.
So today, guys, we are super pumped, super excited to introduce you to a new member of the team that is going to be joining VeVe. He is a new co-CEO who's going to be working alongside Dave. Very, very talented individual and also loves the space as well.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. I'm super excited. I know
you can hear the excitement in Aaron's voice.
the fam is as well. Dan and Dave, how long did it take you to find our new person that you're going to announce here? And can you just maybe talk a little bit about how you'll be working together?
Yes.
Double Cool says a bit better. Can I get anybody else in the chat? Let me know if audio is good. I can turn it up a little bit more.
The journey of finding this new co-CEO.
Okay, awesome. Appreciate that, Peter.
Myself and then running the business. We kind of knew a few quarters ago the search was well underway. Finding someone who's suitable to work with us in this high performance culture, understanding the industry that we are in and the technology and what really going to drive us to that hyper growth mode took a long time. As a lot of you will know that VeVe wasn't built overnight, same as Ron was not built an overnight thing. So I hope a lot of you guys will, in a way, welcome.
I think that already happened. I think he got a really warm welcome. Double Cool says, I hope we start getting more updates in general. Agreed. Better audio, great. Don't think of this as year 7. Think of this as day number 1. Oh, is that what Ben said? Cool. I like that quote. A little more would be good. Agreed. A little more would be nice. Okay, cool. I'll turn it up a little bit more.
New leadership with me and my team and show him a lot of support and the community love as part of our journey going forward.
So today, guys, we're very excited to introduce you to the new co-CEO, Mr. Ben Rose. Welcome, Ben.
Hey guys, hey, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
This is amazing, Ben. So great to see you. Thank you so much for joining, you guys. I mean, this is great. Hey, Ben, this is for you, just right off the bat before we get into everything.
I feel bad because his face is cut off from... There we go.
How are you doing today? How are you feeling? Sitting next to our founders, it should be pretty fun and pretty cool. And then we'll get into your background and your passions and your history and what your role will be. But how are you feeling today?
Hey, look, I'm feeling great. We're at the beginning of an awesome journey. So, yeah, look, feeling fantastic.
So what is your background and where did you come from? And, you know, maybe some of your passions you can share with the fam today as well.
So no worries. Look, so you can detect there's a British accent. I've actually lived in New Zealand for over 20 years now. My most recent role was at crypto exchange Binance. So I come from a tech background, worked there for a few years running the Australia-New Zealand region as CEO there. So launched the New Zealand market for Binance and grew that team and that business and that customer base. And also ran and grew the Australian business too. So I come from the world of
sorry guys,
blockchain and tech
my bad.
which is part of the reason I was so excited about VeVe. Prior to that, my roles have been in leadership across a few different categories, but always focused on that community engagement and business growth. So yeah, that's where I come from. Personally, I'm a dad of 3. I've got 3 lovely daughters, and I've got 2 also lovely dogs, and I've got one very lovely wife. So that's a bit about me.
As your role in
Cool.
co-CEO,
What up, Dead Bunny?
let's get into that a little bit, and I'm going to ask David and Dan as well to speak on this as well. But how is your role as co-CEO going to start out with right here? What is your main thing that you're going to be doing, you think, with the company?
Yeah, so look, the team have been fantastic and welcoming, and so I've spent the last wee while working with Dave and Dan and the team just to get up to speed on things, because obviously, as you know, VeVe is an ambitious business with so much going on right now and into the future. So getting up to speed on what's happening there. I've been just quietly listening in on the community and making sure I'm across the sentiment in the community.
I have a feeling this guy's tied to the VeVe-verse.
So like any good CEO, first of all, it's all about listening and learning. Right now, that's where we're at, working with the team on what the future plans look like, and there are some really exciting things I've got to tell you, some of which you know about, some of which you don't. So right now it's a listening and learning phase, but we're going to move pretty quickly into execution, because as you know, that's
Nice.
It's all very well having the plans, but it's the execution that is what really defines us. So I'm going to be really focused on working on that with Dave and Dan and the team. So yeah, you'll see some pretty exciting stuff coming soon.
Sweet. Actions over words. Let's go.
And I know you're a collector. I mean, we're going to the community's going to find out just how far it goes. I know all 3 of you up there are like, super passionate, maybe even more passionate than I am, but I don't know if that, well, I think so. Just looking behind you right there. Look at the amazing stuff behind you right there. It's crazy.
Yeah, let's take a mo here. I wanna take a look at this stuff. I have no idea what these brain things are. I think these are supposed to resemble the boxing gloves, the Everest boxing gloves. We got some more raw in English. I think down here I saw something Mario related. I think the camera is a little panned a little left, but there's something Mario Kart related down here. We got some more Astro Boy stuff, some Halloween related. I don't know what that. Well, Jack-o'-lantern. I think that's raw in English though, right? That looks like his style. And then some more raw in English over here as well. But yeah, there is a lot of raw in English in the background right now.
Ben, for yourself, what are some of your favorite collectibles? Some of your favorite IPs that we actually have.
Duck says Arcade said he looks like a skinny Alex.
On VeVe, just to get a sense of.
I got nothing to add to that.
So look, my favorite set without a shadow of a doubt right now is the Sesame Street set. So big fan of Big Bird, Oscar the Grouch, and Cookie Monster. I'm also.
Oh, it's a raw in English Mario. Oh, that's cool. I have not seen any of the Nintendo IP stuff that Ron's worked on. I've seen the McDonald's stuff. I've seen the Teletubbies. I think he's done some stuff with like Mickey Mouse.
So
that's cool to know.
Those in the physical.
Boxing gloves is Banksy, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, cool. I'm gonna look more into that.
Realm as well, but on platform it's that. Also a big fan of the Back to the Future IP. So I've had a DeLorean in augmented reality parked outside my car for quite a while now. And I'm pretty keen on adding a few more as well.
Well, that's awesome. And I know you're a big collector in IRL as well. You know, so what is some of the physical stuff you go after? And, you know, are you willing to share your top collectible that you might own?
Aaron is so happy. He's so happy.
Started off when I was really little with toy soldiers. Had lead painted toy soldiers a long time ago. Moved on when I was slightly older, weirdly, to drink cans from around the world. My particular favorite was a French drink called Shit. My parents unsurprisingly made me get rid of that collection. And now I'm into
All right, Evolve says, nope, it's all raw in English. Yeah, I'm going to confirm that one sec. I want to search those. I want to know who makes those. Those look really cool. We got VeVe Gold in the chat. What up? Beerman, he's back. What up, fam? Exciting times ahead. Agreed. And for anyone just tuning in, too, this is actually an individual that the VeVe community has been introduced to in the past. He was actually the person who interviewed David for their Binance New Zealand interview about 1.5 years ago. So as soon as I saw his face, I was like, I've seen this guy before. I don't know where, but I've seen him. So it's cool to see that the relationship's only gotten stronger. So Boxing Brain Glove is raw in English. Very cool. We got Coolmo in the chat as well. What up?
to Funko Pops. I'm a
Appreciate
real
everyone
Funko
stopping
credit.
by. It's a Monday too.
Yeah, every time my wife comes into the house, she spots another one that she was pretty sure wasn't there the day before. My favorite Funkos, I think it's so hard, right? My favorite would be, I love my Sesame Street set. I'm not quite there yet. I've got a few more grails to get. Also, I'm pretty proud of my WWE set as well. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. So yeah, I got some pretty cool ones. But look, it's hard to pick a favorite. In fact, my royal family set, that's growing too. Just need Princess Diana in there. So yeah, look, that's the opportunity and the challenge of collecting, right? There is always something else to get. And I'm really excited about how we are bringing that into the digital realm and making sure that all of those fans around the world of the different fandoms, they know that there's the physical opportunity, but now their eyes open to the digital opportunity. And let me just say, collecting, I don't know if you guys know this, collecting around the world is worth over $600 billion a year, which is just mind-blowing, right? And it's growing 9.5% every single year. So this is a
9.5%.
space
Wow.
to be in. VeVe is the leader. We need to make sure that we are growing the industry as well as our own business.
It's like the flipping S&P 500. Jeez. It's not a Banksy piece, but I saw it labeled as Banksy somewhere. Even the Astro Boy is raw in English. Yeah, I think Evolved and Double Quill are right. Every single thing here is raw in English. I think this painting is as well, which might be a one of one. That's very neat. It looks like it's almost comprised of like smaller images. I can't fully tell, but yeah, I think these are raw in English too, right, guys? Itchy Dagger says Royal Family. Yeah, they were talking about some of his favorite Funko pieces to collect. So one of the Royal Family sets or series. We got Tucson in the chat. Welcome. Keeping everything in the bag. Very VeVe centric. Yeah. Yeah. Although I don't know why it reminds me of this brand when I see these collectibles, but Cause is another brand I'd really like to see on VeVe. It's one that David has actually, I don't want to say teased, but he's shown a lot in the past. It's also like plastered all over his Instagram, so we'll keep this going here. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything here. I think he will be the AMA PR community piece of the team. Expert in blockchain, former Binance, and we know he gives interviews. Great choice. I'll explain in a little bit why I think this, but I also have a feeling this guy's tied to the VeVeverse. I'll explain in a little bit, but I don't think I said hey to Itchy Dagger or Coolmo. What's up, guys?
To those new verticals. So look, really exciting time. Can't believe the opportunity to work with you guys is here. Really excited.
I know that VeVe has a nice niche market here. We're in the digital collecting space, and I know it's growing, for sure. I know all of our fans and our collectors here are really excited. But what are your feelings about the digital collecting space, as we navigate through this and kind of combine the two? And how are your feelings about that? And you must be super passionate about it as well, right?
Yeah, so digital collecting is growing even faster than physical collecting. So digital collecting
Makes sense.
is growing, depending on the year, about 20 or 30% year on year. That's big, right? So if you think about collecting, it's yes, it's pop culture, but it's everything from stamps to wine to cars to sneakers. So all of those could work digitally too, and there are some exciting things that we have done in the past, and some pilots and trials that we've run in the music world with Blackpink. And look at the stamp offerings with Stanley Gibbons. There are so many more. The digitals. I think what's exciting about this as an industry is that we are just at the beginning of what's possible. And VeVe, over the last 7 years, has built a foundation and a platform to really grow into that space and a community.
Yes, sir. Just said that in that video I put out that promotes kind of VeVe to newer users, that VeVe set themselves up so well to expand into the virtual space and provide use cases for the collectibles they've offered. David's mentioned about how there's a 3-step process. So the first step is to focus on security, because security is what brings in the brands. Then you focus on the brands because the brands bring in the offerings. And then once you have the offerings, you focus on introducing use cases for those offerings. So it sounds like they're kind of getting to that stage now. Oh gosh, I've missed a lot in the chat here. I like that this guy reinforced 3 times that he's basically here to get ish done. Hell yeah, man. If it ain't raining, what up? I haven't collected since my collectibles left his channel. Oh no. Oh no. Well, hey, you can always come back. Never say never. MC is totally unbranded. Maybe he forgot to go to the clean. Jeez.
Of passionate collectors who really love and deeply believe in collecting. So I think
Double quill with the jokes, always.
Day one. I think digital collecting's got a lot of really exciting future, and VeVe is absolutely committed to being the leader in it.
No, that's fantastic. I know that VeVe is a growth, in a growth area and digital collecting and everything. Your experience in Binance and in our Web3 space, how is that experience actually gonna, benefit the company? And what do you think you're gonna be bringing to this amazing, app that we have?
I think
fantastic question. Prices are coming together, Stacker, VeVeverse, Disney, Fortnite, etc. I think this guy can handle all the questions. Yeah, I can't speak on that too much yet because I really don't know enough about this guy. We're 12 minutes in, and this is kind of the first time I've really heard him speak about VeVe, other than the interview he did before, but that was more David talking. So we got Notorious in the chat. What up? What up? What up?
Key things in blockchain and crypto is businesses are really struggling to find that product market fit. What's the use case? And actually, when I first met David, and those of you who are searching on YouTube will find me interviewing him a little while back.
There you go.
I got to understand how the NFT technology is being used to enforce that scarcity, and that's exactly what it's meant to do. That fungibility is what we're all about, right? So understanding the use of blockchain technology, not for its own sake, but actually for a real reason, and that's core to what collectors are looking for. That excites me. The other thing that I think is
that's utility in a nutshell right there, which is what he just talked about. Utility, providing more use cases. He understands the importance, and that collectors really want that. Itchy Dagger says, yeah, it looks to be coming together at VeVe. Yeah, all good news. All good news here.
Is amazing that VeVe has done, and we've got to build on, is making Web3 technology accessible to people who actually aren't might not be into holding tokens, opening wallets, seed phrases, all that kind of thing. Just making it easy. It's all about ease of use. And so, so I think those two things combined are really exciting. And then you look at the IPs, the 200 plus brands that VeVe works with, the best in the world, and there are so many more to come. Those things combined make for a really powerful proposition. So that my background is leading teams, building cultures, and helping businesses scale. I think what Dave and Dan have done is
scaling. That was exactly the reason why I think he's tied to the VeVeverse, is because, and I'm not going to get into it just yet, but I think this guy has to do with scaling, and the VeVeverse is a large part of the business and how these collectibles are going to be used in the future. So his experience with the crypto side, sure, because from my understanding, they're still trying to find, ways to implement the token inside the VeVeverse. That's the last time we heard David talk about that they were speaking with more like gaming studios and things like that. And it sounds like this guy has some knowledge behind how you might be able to implement the token in certain ways. But then also he talks about Web3 and AR. So I don't know. Only time will tell, but Coolmo says, sorry, I watched the video this morning. I know what he says. Hey, man, I just appreciate you stopping by to watch it again with us then. So appreciate that. Web3 tech. Yeah. He hasn't said the word VeVeverse, but I don't know. I just get the feeling this guy's tied to that.
Is absolutely amazing. I also think there's a huge opportunity for us as a community and as a business to grow. Dave used the word hypergrowth, and that's what it's all about. You look at what VeVe has done, think about how it might do that in other verticals too, in other parts of the world. There are so many opportunities to work with you, the community. And so look, I'm here to help the team grow and scale, to help you, the community, grow and thrive and scale with us. Really looking forward to it.
That's great. And this question here is for David. And Dan, I have one for you coming up as well. This is really exciting. How excited are you, David, that Ben's now joined the team? And as well, maybe touch on what you think the impact is going to be in the short term, but as well as in the long term, as we talk about growth as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Aaron.
If it ain't raining, appreciate the new membership, man. Thanks for joining. I like watching a movie reaction video. Let's go. Double Quill, appreciate the support as always. If you guys haven't checked out Double Quill's blog, she drops them every Sunday as well over on X. Make sure to support her over there. Coolmo, been thinking all day about this video. It's a big step that helps the team. Yeah, I like what I'm hearing so far. He's also really well spoken, which is nice.
So
nice to see.
Number one is we at the management level, we open up welcoming Ben into this. I mentioned early on, it's all about how we scale and going through that growth phase in our business. And it's basically the right time to have Ben to come on board. In the short terms, we basically we ask our audience and community a little bit more time as we restructure divisions to make them run more efficient.
Restructure. Okay, so I had a feeling. Yeah, so there's been a lot of time between, I think it's been 3 rounds now that they've put out for beta invites. The time between when they put the second round out and the third round out wasn't, too long. I think it was like a couple months. And obviously the time between now and the last time they put the round 3 out has been a lot longer than that. So I assume that something changed. And, well, David just said restructure right there in his own words, so. He's asking for a little bit more time in the short run. Itchy Dagger says, yes, like what I'm hearing, 100%. C29 Rome, time will tell, think big picture, 2029 and beyond. Agreed. Long term for sure.
And for myself and Dan can start focusing on more.
And if you guys didn't check out our, I think it's our latest stream, we did also cover the new AR and VR gadgets, revealed by Meta. So they had their $299 VR headset, and then they revealed their AR glasses, but they didn't announce a price. But those two things are going to really help bring more people in. And I know that was kind of like a topic around the Vision Pro, but there's a big difference between a $3,500 headset versus a $300 headset. And it's just going to help a lot more people kind of come into the space. And when I say space, I'm talking about VR, AR. I'm not necessarily talking about collecting. But AR and VR is that first step. How am I going to break it if they don't let me in?
Of our roadmap, what's going to be coming out, and making sure everything is on the road. In the long term wise, as we proceed new vertical and going to that hyper growth, Ben's skills, coming from such a wealth of experience and growing bigger company and all multinationals, Ben will be leading us into new exciting horizons from here. And the idea is we have new markets that we want to be in. I think we talked about, we want to be in Asia, we want to bring more Japanese IP on board. For myself, I will be more focused on around new partnerships, new verticals, driving that digital we talked about, solidify our existing partnership with some of the biggest brands that we have. And having Dan on board just really helped me to juggle that. I mean, myself and Dan, we almost get no sleep already. So having another set of brains to help us lead that in charge in our management and our senior management team, I think really it's no brainer that we have someone who is in that hyper growth capability to bring in.
Okay, so it almost sounds like his role is a mix between Dan and David's.
And Aaron,
also, I don't want to brush past what David just said, because for them being a private business and him just outlining their exact roles as CEO and co-founders, that's a really big thing. Like that's respectable. So he just said that he's going to focus more on the licensing side. Dan's going to keep doing what he's been doing with the VeVeverse and more like the technical stuff internally. And then it's still a little vague in terms of what his actual role is, but it sounds like he's still kind of learning the ropes about the business. And then it's like kind of a mix between what Dan's doing and what David's doing. It sounds like he's also going to help a little bit with the licenses. Doug says, time to start stacking them pillies. Dude, I got like 50 of those common pillies. I love those things. They look so nice. Looks like they filmed this at Ron English's house and added the VeVe sign. Well, we know David is a huge Ron English fan. He's got a ton of stuff. You can even see like his rule about buying 3. Maybe that's a full set. No, that's a full set. Never mind. Cool Mo says, I personally think AR is going to provide a truly unbelievable experience in metaverses. Slow at first, but I see what's coming. Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to do some Inception on the stream to kind of do it on, or stream it on a stream board inside VR chat, but there was a little bit of background noise, so. Dual role. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Mark Zuckerberg said the VR AR glasses will be more common like cell phones. Yeah, he said by 2030, he thinks. So, I don't know. We'll see. Zuckerberg's been wrong a handful of times, but he's also been right, so. Hardware should be a lot better by then. Yeah.
I think one of the signs of a great business is when they listen to their consumers, they listen to their customers. And Dave and Dan, very early on in our conversations, were saying, look, our users want to hear more from us. They want more openness and transparency. They want to understand more about the roadmap and what it looks like. So I'm committing to the VeVe camp here. That's what I will be here to do. We want.
Oh, there you go. Okay, cool. Well, that was a little bit more clear. But yeah, they hear what the community's saying. So, AR should be everyday glasses. VR should be in dedicated rooms or rentable booths like holodecks. Don't like the blind VR glasses. Yeah, I don't know much about the blind VR glasses, but I'd agree with what you just said there. AR is going to be more for everyday use. VR more for kind of private spaces, office spaces as well. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the sound booths. They're becoming more popular in office spaces now, but think of like a telephone booth, but it's insulated with like a bench, table, and you can buy them for like certain numbers of people. So you can buy like single booths for just individual workers. You can buy like duos for like full groups, and yeah, it's gonna be like that, where you might have like a soundproof room and then like a VR headset. But yeah, I would totally agree with what you said there. And then of course you got mixed reality though, so you'll have a combination of the two as well.
Dave and Dan to focus on the stuff that makes this business great and is going to take us into the future. I'm going to make sure to keep you updated on that. And so we're working with the team on how that's going to look. But, you know, we hear you, we're listening to you, and we're here for you.
I know, Dan, you guys are sitting right beside each other, but I know you guys are going to be working close together. Maybe not that close, right? I know you have your own offices and stuff, but maybe you could just touch on like how you feel Ben's experience in this space as well is really going to help impact, you know, VeVe.
Coolmo says, let's not forget the impact AI will have. Bigger than most know. Yeah, AI is terrifying, man. Terrifying. But yes.
And especially how you guys work together. I know you just described, you know, kind of some of the dynamic, and I think that's really amazing. Maybe from your perspective, how you feel this is going to really enhance things and move forward your working relationship.
Yeah, I think to just echo what Dave said, you know, this really gives both Dave and myself the opportunity to really focus on those areas of the business that where our real skill sets are. Obviously, right now, you know, the past 7 years, it's been a lot of me and Dave doing everything. Obviously, we had a lot of other staff in the company helping us now, but at that really high senior exec level, you know, we recognize that, you know, we need the skills in there to help propel this business into the future that we see for it. And secondly, to echo what Ben said, it's, you know, we really do understand that the transparency in the community is important. I mean, Ben is going to be an amazing face. Keep you guys updated. He's committed to it. It was here on camera. You heard it. And it just means that we'll be able to knuckle down and, you know, really start delivering some of these things that may not have arrived yet, but have been promised.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much.
There's another hint at the VeVe verse right there.
Not have arrived yet, but, you know, really start delivering some of these things that may not have arrived yet, but have been promised.
Well, this
Little smirk from him at the end there. He knows what he said.
has been amazing. Thank you so much, all three of you, for taking the time today. It's so great to meet you, Ben, as well. I know we'll talk to you so much more as time goes on. David, maybe you can, you know, help sign us off a little bit right here, get it started just with some final thoughts about today.
Yeah, we're totally so happy to announce this today with all of you and share this great news as VeVe turn into the next chapter. Our journey from here, you know, the last 7 years, Dan, I just can't believe how far we have come along. And I'm just so looking forward to the next 7 years or another journey and the new chapter, the storytelling, what we always talked about, and continue to bring you more great partnerships, new IPs.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, just want to say, you know, a massive welcome and intro. Obviously, not the first time we've met, but massive welcome to you, Ben. Like Dave and I are very much looking forward to, you know, the future ahead. And yeah, next major milestone for us is New York, NYCC. So really looking forward to seeing everybody there. Thank you, guys.
See you there.
Amazing. Double Cola says, I use ChatGPT more than Google now, but some AI programs are really terrible and thrown together. There will be a few winners and lots of losers in AI. Yeah, ChatGPT has gone downhill, in my opinion. It got launched, it went uphill real fast, and then they've kind of slowly taken away from the program. But there's some weird things happening to me with ChatGPT lately. Like I had a conversation with ChatGPT about whether or not it lies, and it just openly admitted that it lies sometimes. I've also had instances where like I'll open up a brand new chat and it will reference stuff from before that I just didn't bring up in the new chat at all. Like it has like some sort of memory. I'm like, I'm not trying to talk about that at all. I'll try and like create posts for clients and it'll write stuff about like previous projects that have nothing to do with them. I'm like, what are you talking about here? So, why is there music? It was part of the video. I would have turned it down if I could, but unfortunately I couldn't. So, but what up, Justin? I think first time I saw your name in chat today. Thanks for stopping by. I want to take a look at this other Binance interview real quick because I remember. Actually, I guess I can just search it here. VeVe Binance.
I'm really excited to have.
So when did this get released? This got released. Okay, so it was a little over a year ago. He originally interviewed David. It's a 40-minute video, so we're not going to go through this whole thing. You know what? Maybe I did a recap video on this. Maybe we'll do that. Yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Would you prefer the original interview, or do you want to just watch back the recap of this interview? Because it didn't really have much to do with Ben, I guess, but let me know. Let me know. While you guys do that, let's head over to X here, and then see what's happening. I'm gonna drop the Stanley Gibbon episode tomorrow. I was gonna push it back till Thursday, but because I did the live stream to cover the video, we'll keep things scheduled as is, and then I'll drop a video on this on Thursday. Double Cool says recap. Okay, let's do that then. Just before, I want to take a look at this, because I have yet to watch this. The legendary penny black stamp is coming to VeVe. Released in 1840 and featuring Queen Victoria, this small piece of adhesive paper transformed communication, allowing people from all walks of life to send letters across the UK. Before its invention, only the wealthy could afford to exchange letters, and recipients had to pay for delivery. Now you can collect a digital collectible of one of history's most groundbreaking innovations. Drops on Sunday at 8 a.m. PT. I think there is a physical component to this drop as well. So drops for a list price at 10. We got 4,000. A little under 3,000. What is this? Ultra rare. Here, let me... It always helps to have something playing in the background. Helps for everyone. Where did the article go? Okay, 1840 for this one, the ultra rare. You have A, B, and C. It's the same stamp though, I think, right? Looks like it. And you have 4 here. Okay, so this is the Phygital. So if you get the secret rare on drop, you're going to get one of 150 physicals. And that is going to be the one that they showcased in the display case, I believe. This right here. So that's cool to see some slabbed stamps coming to the platform. Itchy Dagger says I'm 50-50. Oh, on the recap versus the full interview. Yeah, we'll do the recap. I was worried that stamp set was going to be very pricey. I'm glad it's 10. Yeah, we were talking about it in VeVe. They do use the word original here, so it sounds like quite the opportunity. Where if you go for 10 and land the secret rare, you're getting a pretty cool piece. That's definitely a piece I'd keep. It'll sell out, yeah. Yeah, I think so. It's also the first Stanley Gibbons drop too, right? So I think that'll help, but we had the Star Wars drop. I'm picking up in market, but I don't know how you guys did. Let me know in the chat. And then I think we're all caught up here. Venom vs. Carnage. Oh no, this drops tomorrow. Well worth the 10 for the secret rare. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. Alright, so this drops tomorrow, same drop time. That's a cool cover. I like that one a lot. That's wicked. Secret rares, Published in 2004, dropping for 7 gems, 3,000 total. which seems to be a pretty standard edition size nowadays. Yes, good point, Notorious. Thank you for saying that. The medium does say that the stamp case is a concept. Where did that go? Yeah, concept only. So kind of similar to the what they had said about the Carnage concept. Although the Carnage concept ended up being pretty much a 1-to-1 with the final version. So, but yes. Now, actually, you just reminded me too, Notorious, that in VeVe's update video with Diana, MC, and Corey, MC said that there's actually something hidden in the beginning of the video. I don't know if that was ever identified. Can you guys let me know in the chat? Do you guys know what he was talking about there, or should we look for it? Let me know. Let me know. Where is their latest update video? That was already GT2. Okay, weird. I can't even find the video, the recap video. Double Quill says I always wait and get the uncommons after. I only go for Silver Age, really. Yeah, you started collecting those uncommons because you would always get them on drop, right? I think that's the reason. Notorious says I looked but didn't see anything. But now we know what's coming, so it should be easy to spot. Eligibility for the physical has to be on drop. Great point as well. Yes, it has to be from the store. So if you do pick up in market, you do not qualify for the physical. So if the drop does not sell out, you do still have the chance of getting one. Give me a moment here, guys. I'm just trying to find their update video. VeVe has this tendency to release videos, but as unlisted on their channel, and I have no idea why. So like their Venom promo video is still unlisted. I'm just trying to find it on their page here. It wasn't long ago. Well, what's everyone saying? How's everyone's Monday going? Oh, weird. Okay, it is live. It's not unlisted. I'm just blind. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. And then we will also take a look at the recap video here. Oh gosh, it's the old editing. I'm gonna have trouble watching that. I just want to make sure we didn't miss anything else. Celebrate Marvel Comics #1. Celebrate the anniversary MC #1 that was originally published in 1939. We are doing a special giveaway for holders of this iconic comic. Tag a friend, share this post, and share your MC #1 in augmented reality for a chance to win one of 5 VeVe digital comics. So if you guys haven't entered this, you can do so in the comment section. There you go. What am I missing here? Anyone dropping MCP points for the stamp? I think I'll drop the minimum, but no, you know what? I don't even know if I'd do that. I don't even know if I'd do that. No, my answer to that is no. I probably won't. No way, too many additions to need MCP points. Yeah, there are quite a bit of additions. Sven is in the chat, ladies and gents, the one and only. What up, man? Itchy Dagger, that's quite the name. My Monday's great in this chat and happy for the updates. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Double Quill says, I doubt you need it for the stamps. There are enough stamps, everyone should get at least one. Yeah. Yeah. Another good way to kind of get an idea of the actual active user base of VeVe is looking at how many followers the VeVe Comics platform has. Right? I mean, this main account has 220,000. And when they announced the new platform, I mean, what does VeVe Comics have? Like 4,000? It's not even close. 3,000. So that's a good idea, or that's a good way to kind of get an idea, but of course it's still one platform. All right, I want to watch the beginning of this. Let's go to MC's post. I think he said in the first, is it 10 or 15 minutes or something like that? My collectibles. Looking for clues, VeVe fam. Check out the first 15 minutes from last week's live stream. Now, I'm wondering if it's maybe a clue for what they just announced, but I just want to see.
Hey everybody, how you doing? We're back for another live stream. This is episode 4 on the...
Okay, so what we're gonna do... How do I do playback speed? 1.5.
My collectibles. You've got Corey.
There, he sounds like a little mouse now.
You know, he's here right now again, our content producer.
Hello, hello.
And Diana, our content manager. How you guys doing?
Living the dream. Excited for today. A lot of cool things to talk about in the live stream, so that's a cool one. Always fun whenever we get to announce some stuff.
Yeah. How about you, Diana? How you doing today?
Welcome for anyone just tuning in. By the way, we are just kind of recapping the live stream VeVe released last week. And it's just because Aaron said that there is a little clue for something in the first 15 minutes. So if you guys are enjoying the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button.
Well, it's
I really appreciate that.
It's looking bright, so I'm happy. And I just watched Agatha Harkness last night, Agatha All Along, so I'm ready to go and talk about all of that.
That's awesome. Yeah, we're going to cover that a little bit later. We're going to get into that, you know, the comic we had and all of that. Everybody watching, just so you know, we have giveaways going on today throughout the whole show. And so basically we have 3 that are going to go out. We have our awesome mods. Thank you so much for helping out today in the chat. What they're going to do is randomly draw 3 of you from your comments in the chat, just as you're hanging out and participating and stuff like that. And then after the show, you'll get contacted through our Discord, and then we'll post you up on our socials as well. And we'll get you those giveaways. So just participate in the chat, hang out, ask a question if you want. We got a chock-a-block show today, and we're going to start it out actually with a new IP reveal, you know, and a guest that we have that is joining us today. And this is pretty awesome, very monumental. I know, Corey, you're really excited about this with the stamps and everything. So we're going to bring him up now and say hi to him. And
Peter says Monday is a good update and new face in VeVe is a nice way forward, but Tuesday is better. I'll be in Paris. Yeah, I'd agree with you on that, man. I'd really want to be in Paris too. The heck? I want to be in Paris.
And we'll just get right into that, you guys. Here we go.
Get rid of you.
Sven says Ahsoka. If you guys don't know, when we watched this stream the first time, there's a moment in here where there's like a picture of Ahsoka, but it's some random Instagram account, and we thought for a moment that it was them trying to tease Ahsoka coming. Maybe it is. I don't know. That'd be funny if that is the actual clue.
Hey,
We're back.
Okay, I don't think... He says first 15 minutes. So maybe we should work our way backwards, because I feel like he cuts it off here because it happens around the 15-minute mark. So no, it has to do with Stanley Gibbons then, because all of this is stamps.
number of stamps from many different countries.
Oh, yeah, exactly. We used to deal in every single stamp in the whole world. We're now a little bit more specialized. We tend to concentrate on Great Britain and the British Commonwealth, the former British Empire now. But we do still sell stamps from all over the world. But those are our main sort of areas, particularly Great Britain. It's what we're known for.
Super cool.
Double Quill says, I want to be anywhere that is cooler than 104 degrees. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it gets hot down there. I have a pretty fond memory of I competed in a tournament down in Georgia when I was, oh gosh, I want to say like 15, 16, and I went with my team, so we did like a little camping trip. So we actually drove instead of flying. And I remember when we got down to Georgia, we got to the campground and we stepped outside the our camper, and we were gonna do like a little walk around the campground. And we got right down the street and turned back around because we could not deal with the heat. It was just so bad. But Georgia is the worst heat I've ever experienced. Florida is terrible as well, but I've yet to experience Vegas. Will soon. Will soon. Although 104 degrees still? What will the temperature be in November?
Cool. And you can go right into Penny Black. I'd prefer to have Oscar talk to us about Penny Black. I'll tell you that much.
Totally.
Well,
Yeah.
penny blacks are probably the world's most famous stamp. They are very special because they're the world's first postage stamp. It came out on the 6th of May in 1840, and it was a product of a lot of postal reform that happened in the UK, and someone came up with the bright idea of prepayment. And they weren't sure how to sort of show prepayment had been made, and someone said, well, why don't you do a sticky red rectangle with an image on? And
Georgia has choking humidity. Yeah, that's what it was. It was the humidity. And I have asthma. Growing up, I had really bad asthma, so that just made it like way worse. It's the highest temp on record. I didn't know that.
of course, that's exactly what we got. And instead of sort of an ornate design, they decided to put the head of a very young
I might be wrong, but a number that comes to mind was 137. I feel like it was 130 something.
Queen Victoria on there. And they chose the color black because it was fairly inexpensive ink, and that became the world's first postage stamp. And 68 million were printed over a course of 18 months. So it's quite a lot for a stamp, but about 5% survive. So it's there's a fair few rounds to go for collectors to have one and things. It's quite an easy stamp to get hold of as well, but some of them can be quite expensive because it all depends on how nice they are and such things.
Can you go into that just a little bit? As we're looking at this page, we're obviously seeing a pretty wide variation in value, right? Some of these are far more valuable than others. Can you just give us a quick rundown on what makes a stamp like this valuable?
Well, just pertaining to penny blacks. Well, penny blacks are pieces of paper. People seem to forget that. And paper can crease, it can discolor with age. And a feature of penny blacks is that this is before perfect.
Highest temp for Vegas at this time of the year. Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say 104 sounds crazy for October now. Just about to get into October. Coolmo says, I live in Orlando. Took many years to get somewhat like okay with the heat. Yeah. What is the stamp worth in real life? It's all over the place. It's all over the place because it comes down to what he was just saying here about the quality and how well cut and things, how well cut the stamp is.
Perforations, which were the jagged bits around the stamp, which you could separate them easily. You couldn't do that back then. The technology hadn't been invented, so people had to cut them out with scissors. And so around each of the stamps, you get a little white board.
Actually, speaking of value, I mean, you have some values on screen here, but got a $4,000 penny black here, and then you have like lowest one is 717. Probably different, but
And the more white border you have, the more valuable it should be because people like them with the premium of the white border. And of course, the white borders do carry a premium, and of course can be worth a fair bit more money in that sense. And Simon, the cat, if anyone wants to know, is making his contribution to this very important discussion. So some penny blacks can be worth some hundreds of pounds. In perfect condition, they can be worth thousands of pounds, maybe tens of thousands of pounds. So there's a huge spectrum of value there.
Wow, it's amazing. That's amazing. And for the ones that are shown on here, right here, so what is this? I know everybody can go to your site and everything, but what is this page? Is this just showing recent things that have actually sold through? Or...
No, this is showing items that are in our stock that we've bought and that we're selling to collectors. So the values you'll see.
let's take a look at their stock here. Online, Great Britain, British Commonwealth, publications. Africa, Americas and Caribbean, Asia, Australia, Europe, South Atlantic, India, Middle East. So they're all over the place. Again, a reminder, these guys are the world's largest stamp dealership. What are Cinderellas? Oh. Cinderella stamps are any item that looks like a postage stamp, but is not an official stamp. This often takes the form of a privately produced stamp. Privately produced. This could be anything from a charity to a church. It's a fascinating area of stamps. That's another word for stamp collecting. And very popular. Huh. Explore by Monarch. Penny Black. You guys already know this stuff. Roland Hill, a schoolmaster, was so moved by the inefficiency of the process that he took it upon himself to revolutionize communication forever. Hill published a pamphlet, Post Office Reform, its importance and practicability, in which he made a case for a big change. He argued that the new system should require a cheap, flat rate, which would be prepaid when posted. Interesting. C29 Rome says today it's 105 where I'm at, and it's October. Yeah, that's crazy. What the heck? West says $5. Well, it's 10 on VeVe. Yeah, cheapest I'm seeing on their website here is like 700. 10,000. 6 penny blacks. Oh, is that what these are? The plates? No. 2 different plates used on the same. Oh, on the same cover. Okay. I think there was 10 plates total that were used to stamp all of the ones they produced, if I'm not mistaken. That's cool to know. I just want to see what else they had next to penny black. So booklet planes, forgeries. Introduced in 1882, these official stamps are overprinted with the name of the government department, and in most cases, the word official. They were for the use of essentially autonomous government departments. They were not available to purchase by the public, with the exception of a short period directly from Somerset House. Forged overprints are common. We could really be getting anything from these guys. That's cool. That's really cool. Stamp catalogs. Digital publications. We should check that out. Oh, not interested in that. Oh, I was thinking something else. Iconic stamps. Okay, here we go. Alright, so Penny Black is the first one. It looks like it's almost the, it's like the MC1 of the comic world. We got the 5-pound orange. An aspirational item for collectors of Great British stamps. Great Britain stamps. The first 5-pound orange was not a postage stamp at all, but was issued to cover the cost of sending lengthy telegrams. When the post office issued its first telegram stamps in 1876, the highest value is 5 shillings. The large telegrams could cost several pounds to send, and the forms were not large enough to take all the stamps required. Okay, cool. We have the Seahorse High Values, one of the most iconic British stamps to date. First issued in June and August in 1913, on the cusp of World War I. The definitive high-value seahorses remains one of the most iconic British stamps to date. This is primarily due to their high-quality engravings and intricate design, depicting Britannia on her chariot, pulled by 3 horses through rough seas, accompanied by a striking portrait of King George. Very cool. Master Ronnie says 700 pounds, I think. What up, Ronnie? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, that's what the cheapest ones are going for on their site, at least. All right, we have the Postal Union Congress, Britain's second commemorative stamp. So it's their second commemorative stamp. It's now regarded as one of the most striking stamps ever to be issued. Very cool. Four Annas, a stamp like no other. Although the provision of adhesive postage stamps for use in India was considered as early as 1850, and local issues for distant Sindh province were introduced by its governor, Sir Bartle Frere, in 1852, no serious progress was made in the capital, Calcutta, until early 1854. The master designs were engraved on copper, but had to be transferred to the printing stones via paper cutouts, a very delicate operation. After a series of sometimes disastrous experiments, sufficient supplies of blue half Anna and red 1 Anna stamps were produced in sheets of 96, ready to go on sale on October the 1st. A high-value 4 Anna stamp was also planned. Trying to find the key points here. The red frames were printed first, the sheets allowed to dry, and then the blue heads were added on the next day. Oh, okay. This was a laborious business, especially when considering the original small sheets contained only 12 stamps each, arranged in 3 rows of 4 on a grid of wavy lines and rosettes. So the red was printed first and then the face on after. Oh, I like this one. The Camel Postman, featuring a friendly local. Itchy Dagger says you started something, now I'll buy some forged types on eBay. Peter says cool history. Yeah. Okay, when General Sir Herbert Kitchener was leading the campaign that would eventually reconquer Sudan from the brutal Mahdist regime in 1898, one might think that providing new postage stamps would have not been a top priority. But that was to underestimate the thoroughness of the great soldier and administrator. The previous year, the victory still far off, he became aware of a young officer who was a talented and artistic mapmaker. And on an inspection visit to his base, he sought him out and instructed him to come up with a design for stamps, announcing that he would be back in 5 days' time. Stanton was rather alarmed by this commission, and the days began to tick by. Kitchener ended up liking it. Instructions were to commence work on a set of 8 values and leaving most of the details to them. The first set was issued on the 1st of March in 1898. By which time he'd been captured. But the design simply went on and came to symbolize the country. I really like the look of this one, and of course purple is my brand color. I like that as well. VeVe needs to stop dropping things that make us learn new stuff. Yeah, that's what I love about VeVe. Introduces us to new things all the time. Sven says, look at us. Instead of getting us hyped by Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on VeVe, we are getting... Wait, whoa. Now you got me going to X here. Did they announce Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Or are you trolling me here, dude? No, you're trolling me. Yeah, that's typical Sven for you. And the last one here, I really like the selective color. How it's all black and white, and then you have just the one color. 5 shillings penguin. A pictorial design showcasing the life and history of the Falkland Islands. I'm going to have Double Quill critiquing all my pronunciations in the chat here. In the 1920s and especially 1930s, the British colonies around the globe increasingly moved away from basic functional designs for their postage stamps, and a growing vogue for pictorial stamps developed. From 1878 to 1929, only the monarch's head had been used, but in 1929, the charming little whale and penguin designs were introduced. In 1833, the first permanent British settlement of the islands had been established, and in 1932, plans were afoot to celebrate the forthcoming centenary, with a proposed set of commemorative postage stamps high on the list. The previously ubiquitous King's Head is now confined to the top £1 value, but in the form of a splendid facing portrait. Okay, so now talking about this stamp. The noble bird, which stands 3 feet tall, is the largest of 5 species of penguin native to the island, and the photograph used had been taken by Robert himself a couple of years before. This lovely stamp, with its striking black and yellow color combination, partly no doubt inspired by the bird's plumage, was an immediate favorite with collectors, and it remains so to this day. But things could have been a little different, as Robert's first thought for the frame color was emerald green. No, I like the yellow. I like the yellow. I just want to say that me and Double Quill do not get hype from stamps. Then go play Fortnite, Sven. Go play some Fortnite, will ya? Huh? Huh? How about you go win some games in Fortnite? Double Quill says, yes, Sven, I agree. Just don't check my profile in VeVe. I don't want you to know how many stamp sets I have. That's funny. Sven, dude, if you want to join me in Fortnite, we can talk about these videos. Let me know. Let's get somebody else involved in this stream, will we? It's 4:30 my time. What are you, 6 hours ahead? So what is that, 10:30? Yeah. You got time. You got time.
See, there are our retail prices, and that's what it would cost to buy a penny black off the shelf, as it were, in the condition. So some people say that our prices can be expensive, but they're reflective of when you want to buy something that's in very good quality. Right. And often when people come to sell again, it's the quality that really does provide the pricing, as it were. There was a very famous philatelist called Robson Lowe, who's no longer with us, but he was probably one of the big boys back in the day, and he said that quality remains long after the price is forgotten, and that's a good motto to live by with stamp collecting, I think.
Yeah, 100% for sure. So like when you're, coming to VeVe, I know we can't show at this particular moment, where the only reason is because we're still putting it all together, but we know exactly what's happening, and it's going to be amazing, right?
It's very exciting.
Yeah, can you hint a little bit? Because I know there is, and I can say this, there's a physical component to what we're going to be doing with you guys.
I think what I...
Is that the clue? No, that can't be the clue. Is that the clue? I was saying it's probably something they already announced, but that might be the clue he was talking about.
Tease people is to say that you may have the potential to own something that is very special, and it is something that is very historically special, and it's something that not everybody has either. So, and I think the page being shown right now can hint at what possibly may be coming to VeVe's way, and such things, which I
feel like that's probably the clue. What do you guys think? Yeah? Yay or nay? Let me know in the chat. Sven, what are you saying, dude? What are your thoughts on this announcement with the new co-CEO, Mr. Ben Rose?
think it's very very exciting. And I've seen the final product, and I think it looks great. So I hope everyone else does as well.
Absolutely, it's amazing. A curiosity that I have, since we have you here, Oscar, stamp collecting is one of the oldest hobbies out there, especially in the collectible world, and it's so vast, right? Because there's so many stamps. Usually a stamp collector kind of picks a niche and they collect within that because it makes it more manageable. What's yours? Like, what is it that you find most interesting?
Well, as a stamp dealer in that sense, you sort of have to have a little bit of appreciation for everything. There are lots of different stamps. I personally collect the stamps of India. That's sort of my area. I also love the stamps of Great Britain, love the penny blacks and things as well. And even some American stamps are quite nice as well. There was the Trans-Mississippi.
I feel like they're talking about wine. I like my Portuguese wine. I like my California wine. It's funny.
And
yeah, I think that was probably the clue. Well, we need to discuss that when we see the video. Did not see it at all. Oh man, you're behind, dude. You're behind. Yeah, we already recapped that. But it was kind of just explaining a little bit about, you know, the roles of David, Dan, and Ben moving forward, and just an introduction to who Ben is and a little bit about his background and stuff. But all positive things. All positive things. And guys, let me know in the chat if there's anything you want me to talk about specifically here. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be live for, but Sven says he saw Dude, what do you mean you didn't see any of it then? What do you mean you didn't watch it? He goes, I didn't watch the video. I saw half of it. Sven, dude. One of one. One of one.
Set, which is a very nice set as well, and that's very difficult to get in nice condition. And also the Lincoln Memorial 96 cents, which is a rather sweet stamp from 1869. That's a nice one as well, and that's a bit expensive. And if anyone wants to have a look on the Siegel, they tend to get quite a few of those, and they can go for a few $100s and maybe even more. But I like the design. I think it's also one of the first bi-colored stamps in America, you know, when they start printing stamps in 2 colors.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that being the clue. So you guys wanted to watch the recap of the original interview, so we'll do that. I do want to switch it up a little bit here though, so we're gonna hop back into VR chat. And I'm going to go into a different world that doesn't have background noise, so we can have a little bit more happening on the screen. And yeah, we're going to watch back the original interview that Ben did with David when he was working as the GM for Binance. And this happened a little over a year ago now, so I can't exactly remember what was mentioned in the interview. So it's going to be a little refresher for everyone, I think. Sven, dude. We're gonna go over here. Double Quill knows what I mean. Not really. Yeah, I had a feeling she was gonna comment that. I had a feeling she would comment that. Sven is in his own lane though. Double Quill, ignore him. Ignore him. Just ignore him. Itchy Dagger says the recap. Yeah, we're gonna do that right now. Give me 1 second here. Oh no, I don't want to go. I did that on the last stream as well. Sven says having a lot of fun here. Yeah, we can tell. We can tell. Worlds, my world, this. I'm really hoping though that with them mentioning the VeVe-verse again, that there's something around the corner. David did say give us a little bit more time in the short run just to kind of restructure. So we shall see. I got to turn on the screen. That would kind of help, right? If we're doing a recap here. Video. Front. We'll do that. Okay. Yeah, that should work. Let me get the video URL here. Video URL. Boom. How do I think I put it in here, right?
On today's episode, we're going to be recapping the long-awaited Binance New Zealand interview with David Yu. So if you guys make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode.
Oh, I hate listening to my own voice. I'm doing this for you guys. I'm doing this for you guys. Oh, it's the old branding. I haven't seen that intro in a while. Let me know if the audio's good.
So this past week, we had a photo pop up with David and Dan at what looked like some sort of space facility, whether that was SpaceX or NASA. We know David is a big SpaceX fan. He has lots of photos on his Instagram. Now, I don't really think this is anything. If you look at the ceiling, it looks like it's almost a production setup. So I think it might have been David just kind of sharing his experience. He has kind of been open in the past, talking about how he...
Is audio good, guys? Yeah? Yay, nay?
Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed the nice little intro in light of that photo. Now, in the...
And for anyone just joining in, this video here is it's actually one of mine from about a year ago now, recapping the interview that Ben did with David from Binance New Zealand. So we just finished recapping the video that VeVe dropped announcing him as new co-CEO. But it wasn't the first time we were actually introduced to him. So this video recaps the interview, but it doesn't really talk much about Ben. I know some people just wanted to watch this, so let's do it.
Binance interview with David Yu, they did discuss quite a bit. So today's episode is going to be covering 10 points. So with that being said, let's hop into the first one.
Audio is going to be a bit different because it's in here, but hopefully it's clear enough.
Platinum Moment series that got announced this past week. So guys, we know the Golden Moments series came to a finale. The next one is now going to be the Platinum Moments, which I think if you looked at the moves that Disney was making, I think this was a series that we should have expected. We're going to be getting Mini Donald, first appearance Mini, and first appearance Dumbo. And on top of that, they are going to be dropping potions. If you happen to get one of the limited potions, you are going to be able to either keep it as a collectible itself, or you're able to open it up to redeem for one of the posters, and each poster matches one of the characters in the set. So personally, I actually really like what VeVe and Disney are doing here. I think
okay, awesome. Appreciate that, guys.
Of utility to introduce to start off.
Thanks, Renan.
And I'd also be interested to see what you guys are thinking, so make sure to comment that down below. So one of the very first things that David starts to mention within this interview is, the inherent need for NFTs within the gaming industry. So he talks about Fortnite, he talks about Counter-Strike, and how these are examples of platforms where gamer assets have intrinsic value. So although you don't actually own the asset that is tied to your account, right? At the end of the day, those platforms can just take your account away or ban you. There is a very large business where people will create accounts, build those accounts up, and then sell them for a profit because people are interested in the character skins, the weapons, things like that. There are Counter-Strike weapon skins, right? Certain camos or like patterns you get on your weapons that have gone for thousands of dollars. And this isn't actually anything new. I remember being back in high school and I knew of a couple people who would build Clash of the Clan accounts and Candy Crush accounts and sell them to other people around the school.
Yep.
So at this point in the interview, David and Ben are essentially talking about the need for NFTs in the gaming industry and how this has essentially always been around. It's just the technology hasn't been adopted.
Oh, I'm cringing. I'm cringing listening to this, guys.
And I noticed it more in this interview.
The audio is so different.
Was David's awareness of just things like customer psychology. So there's actually several points throughout the interview where this happens, but a couple examples here. He talks about how collecting digital art has been around since the beginning. This started pretty much in the early stages. Once digital art became a thing, the collecting kind of followed right behind.
Oh, we got a longer message from Death Bunny. I always appreciate what he has to say. So let's see. Really appreciate everything that you do, Josh. You're super talented. I see that you're passionate about the future and your community engagement is second to none. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. It's like you were born to do this. Hey, you know, just speaking of the passion part, dude, spot on. I really am passionate about this, but and I speak to this, or I speak about this with Sven all the time, kind of when we're gaming, not streaming live or anything, but I really do regret not kind of getting into YouTube and content creation when I was younger and building the maps in like Halo and Minecraft and stuff. I do really think that could have been a good career path for me to take back then. But of course I was younger and I didn't necessarily think the same way or look at things the same way. So I kind of see this as like a full circle moment where I can kind of incorporate the gaming stuff into what we do and talk about with VeVe. So I really appreciate you picking up on that, man. It means a lot. If it's not VeVe, it would be something else. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, spot on with that as well. Thank you. That's all I can say, man, is thank you, thank you, thank you. If it ain't raining, it says Clash of Clans, yes. Yeah, I got into that game hard. Clash Royale was another one as well. Very, very similar to Epico Regal. Double Quill says I want co-op games as well. Yeah, I'm very confident co-op games are coming. That's a very big part about the Cavernous platform, is being able to do stuff with other players, like the co-building and stuff like that. Love it. Appreciate everyone who's stopping by on a Monday and spending some time with me. Thank you.
Been a fandom in the collectibles industry. He uses the tables for card trading games at the back of collectible stores as an example.
Actually, let's change the environment, shall we? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? Should we do... Let's do Scorching Ridges. Yeah.
He talks about how his and Dan's original goal was actually to create this fandom through VeVe. So he talks...
Bring on the mom games, Double Quill says.
Social proof, word of mouth, showing people your collectibles, getting people excited to hop on the app themselves and try it out. And that's quite important to me, because what that tells me is that David is aware of different types of customer behaviors, market trends, and things like that. Another example would actually be, he talked about different types of social trends. LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. He listed them all. So I think little things like this...
Oh, I can walk up? Oh, okay.
You have people in the community making comments about how David and Dan don't know what they're doing when it comes to marketing, and they're doing it too slow, or they're targeting the wrong people, you know? Instead of going for the mass markets, they should be going for the Web3 audience, and so on and so forth. And, you know, what I have to say to all that is, it's very unlikely that any of the people making those comments have more experience than David or Al when it comes to stuff like this. And just going back to that third point again about how David and Dan wanted to create that fandom from the start, that is the reason why they've implemented things like AR and the Vault feature, because now you have people in the community who are creating things inside of these spaces.
So we got Double Quill asking, can you make those backgrounds? Could I go in and make one of those? I don't know if you're asking in VR chat or in the VeVe-verse. I'll talk about the VeVe-verse. This right here would be... it's not a skybox because it's moving. A skybox is static, right? So it wouldn't be moving at all. But what you can do is you can use AI to generate like a physical surrounding like this. It just wouldn't be moving. These worlds inside VR chat are built inside Unity, which is a game engine. So that's how they're kind of creating these moving worlds. And then what you'll see here on the board is that they have like Snowy Nights Premium, right? So for all of their paid subscribers inside this space, you can access environments like this. But then they also have like, where was it? Right here, Moonbase, work in progress. So it's not something you just kind of like generate via AI. This is something they're actually creating themselves. But whether you can actually do this in the VeVe-verse or not, I honestly have no idea. Skyboxes, I know you can. It's just they're not moving. But Double Quill, yes, you can make them. AI. Check out what's the platform called? Oh, it'll come to me in a second here. Clouds. Little Ice Moon. What's the platform called where you can generate skybox? Blockade Labs. Go to Blockade Labs, and they allow you to generate full worlds like this with AI prompts.
And sharing it with people on platforms like Twitter that are...
We got VeVe Zombie in the chat. Yo! Adrian as well. What up? Thanks for stopping by, guys. Appreciate you.
Helping get other people on the platform. Now, building on the previous slide, David talks a lot about the importance of storytelling. So again, falling in line with some of the stuff we just talked about, like word of mouth, having stories to tell through your collectibles on this platform is another way of getting people involved, right? So David uses the example of mixing different toy soldiers as a kid. Well, you can do that with different brands on the VeVe app. Where else can you have a Rambo in a Lambo? Nowhere.
Where else can you have a Rambo in a Lambo?
Audience creating content like the VeVe 500? No one. So what David pretty much goes on to say is, you know, by having this variety of IP, these brands offered on VeVe, what it provides is us users the ability to create more. Now we're only going to be on this slide for a few seconds here.
Oh.
New Zealand stamps are coming to VeVe. So David does say that we can expect those this month. And stamps are a good way to complete some sets. So I know MCP Phase 1 is being...
That's funny. They announced New Zealand Post during the interview with Ben. That's funny.
being rolled out right now.
I hope VeVeverse has hand-holding tutorials through all of this. It's a bit much when I started with Pong. Pong. You're talking about the traditional game? Yeah, I will say that having talked to some of the beta testers, they did say that it isn't exactly the most user-friendly platform right out of the gate. Like, there is a bit of a learning curve. Yeah, I'm just relaying what I've been told, but my experience inside the free trial, although it's not the VeVeverse, it wasn't too bad, but there is going to be a learning curve, I think. Zombie says, did I miss your thoughts on the co-CEO? Yes, you did, my friend. If you want to rewind, that's how we started the stream. We went through that video, and then this video is actually recapping the first interview that Ben ever did with David. Because if you didn't know, it's not our first time we were introduced to Ben. He actually interviewed David as the GM of Binance New Zealand about a year and a half ago now. So this is about that interview. Pitchy Dagger says 100% learning curve. Yeah. That's what I keep hearing.
For a lot of users. So if you guys want to look at completing some sets at a cheaper price, stamps tend to drop for $6 on the app. I'm not sure if they're going to be the same price as USPS, but regardless, I'd assume they're going to be on the more affordable side. So next up, let's talk a little bit more about the customer psychology side.
I didn't make it out of the spatial tutorial space without turning it off and quitting. Interesting. I do gotta say though, spatial is a pretty easy platform to learn. That's nothing against you or anything, obviously, but it just compared to all of the other platforms out there, spatial it's not a platform that, in my opinion, has a large learning curve. Like it's relatively easy to spawn into different worlds. It's not hard to walk up to different items or products that have hyperlinks, and then you can click off to other sites. I feel like that is all pretty easy, but what were some of the parts you were having trouble with? Same with Sandbox. Yeah, I can't speak on that one. I don't really know.
Things again. I did mention that this is something I noticed throughout the interview. So David talks about how technology is becoming unavoidable. And as a result of this, there's many parents who are adopting it in order to spend time with their kids. So David says that VeVe would be an example of a way for a parent to connect with their child, right? And this is something that I've actually seen multiple times in the community. I've seen parents talk about how they collect with their kids. I mean, my collectibles, shout out to you.
Why do I have a timer on screen?
This past week, talking about how his 15-year-old son buys NFTs with him. Now, speaking of targeting Web3 users versus non-Web3 users, David talks about how they're looking to mass market the platform to people who didn't even know that they like to collect, right? So he used stamps as an example. He said that, you target some people who didn't even know that they like to collect stamps, but they have people in their family who used to collect stamps or still currently do. My grandparents on both sides of my family actually have binders filled with stamps that they used to collect.
Oh, the audio.
Speaking of the first part of that point, I am somebody who did not know that I like to collect stamps, but as I mentioned earlier, it's one of my favorite things to collect on VeVe. So when I see comments
Still is
that VeVe should target the Web3 audience, I can understand that to an extent, but I do think it's a shorter term vision. I think long term, when this stuff starts to become more mainstream, understanding how early we still are. The backlash from the Sesame Street announcement, a good example of that, but also when things like AR glasses start to be implemented, and we start to see more social posts of things being augmented into reality, and this stuff starts to spread faster and faster and more, I think targeting the mass markets is the right move. And I do talk about this later on in the episode as well, because there's a point that David talks about how they always mint the most popular collectible in the set with the most additions. So stay tuned for that. Now, David talks about utility a little bit again in this interview. He talks about how they're introducing sports and music this year as new business verticals, which is something we already know about. But another point I made sure to include here is something that Alex actually discussed in a recent Twitter space that happened yesterday. So he mentioned that the team and some other licensors are considering VeVe-verse gates to create exclusive areas for specific holders. The Golden Moments series was the one being talked about. So the example I saw...
Sven says still is, LOL, stamp collecting, red flag, red flag. What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? I said I still like to collect stamps. It's still one of my favorite things to collect. This guy over here is saying red flag because I like to collect stamps. Get out of here, will you? It needs to be as easy as stepping into an MMO. After an hour of playtime, you pretty much can manage all of these metaverses. I can't say that. Yeah, I agree. The majority of the platforms out there do have a learning curve. I think considering what they were actually just saying in the video they dropped with Ben about how they need to make it easy for new users. I think Ben was actually the one who said that. I think they understand that. I should also mention though too is I've talked to beta testers who have said that there is a bit of a learning curve, but I have also talked to beta testers who didn't think that there was one. So I think that's important to note as well. I guess it really just depends on, well, how badly you want to get involved, how badly you want to learn it. Peter says, yeah, I need to make it easy. Yep.
Somebody used was that if you hold a golden moment, you'll be able to gain access to this exclusive space. But from my understanding, this is still all up in the air, and they are still trying to decide how this is all going to work. So this was a question that I actually really like. So Ben talks about how, you know, there's a lot of companies that have released sports collectibles or NFTs that had shorter term success, but longer term, they haven't really lasted. So he goes on to ask David, you know, with you guys going to be introducing sports as a new vertical, how is VeVe going to do it differently? So David goes on to say that, you know, a lot of these companies create awesome products, but what they do is they make the most popular character the hardest to get. So what ends up happening,
hey,
narrows down to the...
We got Osman in the chat. What up, Oz? Oz was just on a trip over to Australia, pardon me, and he's finally back, so got to hear his voice once again in the VeVe weekend space this past Sunday. So no, it's nice to see that you're back, man, and everything went well. Thanks for stopping by. Double Cool says MMO housing systems are pretty easy to learn and come with basic tools, but also advanced tools you can click on. That way there's a safe space starting out. Yeah, that's a good point. That is a good point. What specific, like, what parts of spatial, though, were you having trouble with in the tutorial? Was it just, like, not, like, moving around and stuff? I mean, that's basic, right? With the WASD on your keyboard, but I'm just curious, like, what parts?
Whales and the flippers were the only ones who can really afford the higher prices, and the collectors get pushed out. David says that VeVe is always going to mint the most editions for the most popular character in the set. The reason why they're doing this is because they want to make it easier to get. People are hopping on VeVe because they want to buy their most popular character. But if they're making the most popular character the hardest to get, well, then the people who can't afford the prices of those characters in the secondary market are just going to end up hopping off the app. So all in all, it'd be harder to retain their users. Now, I can think of a couple sets on the app right away where I wanted the common the most in the set. Woody from Pixar Pals, Wonder Woman from the Artist Alley set. But just going...
Oh, I see what you're saying. There wasn't enough. So the tutorial wasn't really much of a tutorial. Okay. Okay, that's fair.
back to customer psychology and understanding how people think, this is another example of that. I like that he brought it up, and I also like that this is their approach. Now, he did also say that the team is in discussion with artists and brands about collaborations, but he did also say that they're actively thinking of new ways that they can work together. So I'm not going to talk too much here because I really want the video clip to kind of speak for itself. But Ben says that large companies are creating their own metaverses. What are the chances that those companies invest in a metaverse company? And if this happens, what happens if they showed that the company they invested in was VeVe? Here's David's reaction. Just look at his body language.
God, I was talking fast in this episode. Jeez.
Everyone's watching your face for a reaction now.
No, yeah, you know, last year the buzzword was.
David did also give us his take about his vision of how AI can be used
Wait,
to
what?
interact with our collectibles in the future. Now, this is nothing set in stone.
Oh, a little hiccup in the video there. I didn't even realize there was an editing mistake there. The video just, or the clip just cuts out. Double Cool says, I'm pestering Josh today, but I'm being good. I haven't asked him to make me a castle even once yet.
But of course, AI is evolving.
I'll definitely make one in the VeVeverse.
So we talked about how he envisions having deep conversations with AI about certain topics and things you love, and how lots of people would want to enter the VeVeverse simply to interact with their favorite characters and superheroes. So I got Robocop on the right-hand side there. Maybe you got him standing by your front door, and every time you walk into your VeVe home, he says, welcome home. And last but not least, David mentions a AAA brand is going to be dropping on the VeVe app very soon. I'm not sure if this is the Japanese IP he was referring to on Matt Gondek's podcast. But regardless, I have Astro Boy on screen just because he did have an Astro Boy collectible standing behind him. I'm not saying that that's what this AAA brand is going to be. I just kind of needed to fill the space here. But
and then Astro Boy dropped.
That he's currently selling in his stores. He said it's going to be coming out at the same time that the physical version drops on shelves. And then when asked if he can give a little hint, I noticed he went from it's not behind me to maybe it's not. So, you know, make of that what you will. Now, I am going to have David's Vagabond Toys website linked in the description down below. So with that being said, let's hop over to the website and let's check out some of the brands that he's currently selling. Okay, so we're over on his website right now. What I think I'm going to do is instead of going from page to page here, I'm just going to do it based off this little categories tab on the left-hand side. So he's got Warhammer.
Oh, background music noise. We'll do Ocean.
The Rings, The Hobbit. Card games. He's got Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering. I know that's another big IP. I don't think it's going to be Pokemon. I do think it could potentially be one of these two. It could also be Warhammer. That's a big brand as well.
Is Warhammer Japanese? By the way, I've been getting into that game a lot lately. Double Cool says we need more anime IP. Agreed. Yes. Although VeVe's relationship with Viz Media and what was the other one we covered? Something Media. It's tied to the Little Prince collectible. I gotta look that back up. But both of those brands have a full network of licenses, anime licenses. So all the top anime licenses, actually.
NBA basketball cards. Obviously, that's not Japanese IP.
Also, David mentioned in this video with Ben and Dan that his focus is more on the Japanese and Asian IPs still. So it does not sound like he's taking his foot off the gas with that stuff.
Got Blade Runner, Power Rangers, Star Trek, The Witcher.
Dude, Oz, Warhammer 40k. I've been getting into the lore of that because I've been playing with Emoji on stream, and then also like Corey's been playing from VeVe. So we might be streaming the game a little bit more often, but I've been getting into the game because I didn't know anything about the background, and it's so cool, dude. Like right down to the stars on each one of the guy's foreheads represents like 50 years in service, I think Corey was saying. But yeah, it's a super cool IP. It reminds me a lot of like Destiny, so. We need Space Marines. Hell yeah.
Call of Cthulhu. More Yu-Gi-Oh! Kirby. Demon Slayer, Dragon Ball, One Piece, Transformers. He's got some big brands here, but Kirby, eh? That's Nintendo. Andy Warhol, Banksy, Cause.
Yeah, Cause.
Ron English, Tokidoki. Got Taro, which is one of the Decon artists. Airbricks. More Warhammer. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Like I said, the website is going to be linked in the description, so take a look for yourself. Yu-Gi-Oh! There you go. But yeah, it seems like it's right around the corner, so we should be finding out, you know, relatively soon. But either way, let me know down below.
Pretty sure this...
So we've now discussed all 10 points. Let's highlight some of the things in David's background.
Oh, let's see how many...
Moving from left to right, first thing I
how many things have dropped.
Statue of Liberty on the left-hand side there.
It's Ron English, right?
I think, and I might be wrong here. I probably am wrong. But the face to me looks like a Ron English piece. If anyone knows what that piece is, let me know down below.
I want Rick and Morty.
To the right of it, as I mentioned before, we got
that piece has been in the background for a while.
Big brand. I noticed that the hat that he was wearing had the Omi token logo. It is a Binance interview, so it could have just been that, but I don't know if that means anything. I need your guys' help identifying what this is. The logo in the bottom left, to me, looks like Street Fighter. But when I zoom in, it's too blurry. I can't tell.
When I zoom in, well, let's just walk right up to the screen this time. Huh? Can we see that? No? It does look like Street Fighter, though. Am I the only one who sees that? But yeah, this Rick and Morty painting or drawing, I want to see more of those like adult shows, like the Family Guys, The Simpsons, Futurama is like a huge one for me. Love that show so much. Happy Trees, I guess you can kind of say, is in that
to me, it looks like Street Fighter.
department.
Let me know what you guys think it is. And then to the right of that, I did notice.
Corey says one of his favorite IP comes in 3 months. Ooh, good point. Could it be Warhammer? Could it be Warhammer? Yeah, I'm learning real quick that game is, or I shouldn't say game, but that IP is all about scale. They've created this entire universe. It's crazy. Orcs, Necrons, Dark Elves, Imperial Guards, all fire. Imagine we get Warhammer 40k and you can paint your armies. Oh, dude, I haven't gotten that far yet. Can you do that? Double Quill says, I would rather have Space Marines in 40k in digital format than in my closet. The life partner won't get rid of the damn things. Take it your husband's a big 40k fan? They take up too much space. I think Emoji had mentioned how he used to like buy and sell the physicals or something like that. He used to paint them and sell them or something.
There is a little Mickey figurine on top of this as well. I think we've seen it in the past, which is why I'm not really touching on it too much. The Wolverine and the Superman poster in the back too has been in his background for quite a while, which is why I don't think it's really anything to highlight. But I think that might be another Disney comic, Mickey Mouse related. So we might be having another Disney comic dropping on the platform soon. But yeah. With regards to David's hat, this was the biggest question.
All right, that's the end. He was in his 20s, but he still has them. Yeah, that's a fan. That is a fan. That's a proper fan. All right, we're coming up on the end of the stream, guys. Any specific topics you want me to cover, let me know. And Sven, let me know if you're still in chat. If you want to run a couple games, we can end the stream that way as well. Yeah, the painting armies, dude. I gotta look into that. I know you can customize like your Space Marine and stuff, but the painting armies I've never heard of. Maybe we can we'll do a stream with Corey sometime. He's been playing it a lot with Heather lately, I think, so. The only thing about the game is that I've never played a game where there's so much happening at once. and my PC crashes consistently, which is why I've never actually streamed it on my end, but hopefully I'll get that worked out. Underwater. Oh, does the video sound weird?
I was left with.
Nope. This is cool though. Sven is still in the chat secretly. Check out the miniatures in real life. Yeah, you know what? Let me do that now. Let me do that right now. Give me a sec. Space Marines miniatures. Yeah, I think this is what Emoji said he was painting. Yeah, see, a collectible like this would be awesome. Oh, there's a new TV... Oh, there's a new Warhammer TV series with Henry Cavill. Here, you know what? Why don't we do this? Warhammer Space Marines 2 trailer. This is the game I'm talking about. It just came out. Insane.
Victory or death. Suffer the wrath of Ultramar Hellspawn. In his name I will fight.
See, like, look how much is going on here. Like, just this swarm, everyone running down the center here. I've never played a game where so much is going on. But it's unreal. So I've been diving into this, there's like an hour-long video that dives into, like, the lore of Warhammer. Highly recommend watching it. It's some pretty intense, deep stuff, so...
If we die with vengeance on our lips!
But there you go. Can you imagine this as a high-production TV show? Yeah. I was saying to Corey and Emoji, well, the game at least. I don't know if the brand yet, but the game reminds me of like Destiny, Doom, and Gears of War. I don't know if you ever played that game, dude, but it's I'm really happy Emoji showed me it. It's super cool. This game is not intended for young children or people with the name DQ. I was waiting for Double Cool's comment being like, nope, too violent. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go build a castle in Minecraft. Do Dawn of War next. Dawn of War. Which one, dude? Dawn of War 3? First or second? First or second, let me know. I know there's a delay here. All right, I'll go to this one.
6.
One. Huh? 1111. What is that?
Peggy 16.
Top one. This one. Okay.
Sega.
Sega. Huh, that's another another name. Oh. Yeah, viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, this big I don't know the name of it, but big tank or whatever. It's in the new game as well. These are the orcs I assume you're talking about. I have yet to come across them in the game. I've only faced like the hive. I forget what they're called, but interesting. I don't know much about that, but that looked wicked. They're in Space Marine 1. Yeah, I never played that game. I just jumped right to Space Marine 2. They always turn the gore switch off for trailers. I know how these games get. The LP plays that one game with the bratty god kid that is worse than IU. What game is that? Oh, Osmond knows. Oh, classical, you meant to say. Okay. All right, guys. Well, how you guys want to round the stream off? I'll let you guys choose. Just end it now, or should we do like a game in Fortnite or something? Double Quill, I'm not building a castle. But I think we're up to date with everything. And then if you guys are just tuning in, we got a Stanley Gibbons episode tomorrow, and then I'll do a recap episode of this new co-CEO announcement on Thursday. Is your wife secretly behind you, pushing you to bed? Have a good rest of your night, Sven. Appreciate you stopping by. Let me know, guys. Let me know in the chat. And if you guys have enjoyed today's stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. It's a big help for me. No, she's watching crap TV behind me. But as for my number right now says 124 people. Oh, 121. Oh, 122. Oh, 119. Oh, 124 again. Well, you guys get the point. For all the people who are sticking with me on a Monday, appreciate you guys. If you guys enjoy the stream, make sure to hit the thumbs up button. God of War, that one with the... Oh. Is she watching Australia Blind Date Show, where people get married without knowing each other? Yeah, all the girls are always into those bachelor shows. It's the bachelor shows and it's the crime shows. Yeah, Osman, I'll shoot you a DM, man. I've been meaning to do that. I apologize for not getting back to you about that. Cool. Cool. Well, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm gonna end it here then. I don't see any other suggestions or recommendations, so I want to make sure I covered everything on my list here. Actually, here. I'll give you guys a little tease of some of the merch I'm going to drop for these events. I was saying to Sven that every single time I try creating merch for some of the events, I always end up creating designs that have nothing to do with the events. But I do have some more merch dropping in the store. I had some people ask me for Vegas and for New York, so let me show you guys some of the stuff. We got this one, wide bar, a couple different color combos. Got the Black Panther Wakanda Forever collector crew neck. It's also going to be available in heavyweight tee, so we got that. We got the... Oh, I'm not going to show that one yet. Got the digital Aventador for all the Lambo fans. Oh, 404 page. What the heck? Okay, that one's not showing for some reason. It's not letting me see it. There we go. Aventador. For all the Lambo fans out there. What else we got? Every collectible has a meaning. Now, I do have a design with this collectible in the shop already. I'm a big fan of this piece. I really like it, so I made another one. But it's the human statue created during COVID. And if I can read this right, said over the course of a 2-year pandemic, lockdown with nowhere to go, we were forced to look inward, face ourselves, transform ourselves from the inside out. So that's that. I'll show you guys a few more here. Sven, dude, you really need some sleep. Your English is starting to not make sense now. That streetwear not? No idea what you're asking there, brother. But it is streetwear. It is streetwear. It's not meant to be something that you look at and go, oh, that's VeVe. It's just meant to incorporate some of the VeVe collectibles into kind of what my vision is for streetwear. So here, let me pull up another one. For all the Maserati fans, I created a design with the Maserati. I'll show the blue design actually. Got this one, Feel the Speed. This is also the drop details down here, shows the price, edition size, the drop date, the brand, and then first edition rare. It's a nice little info there. It's got the Maserati on the front as well. What else we got? Here's one that I really like. The Great Wave. You guys know the Kozen Dan piece. Another decon piece. We got the Great Wave. So incorporated this into a design as well. And then I'll show you guys one more. Let's do this one. Wear your crown. Wear your crown. No matter the challenges you face, always remember to rise above, adjust the crown, and keep moving forward like the royalty you were born to be. And all these designs are going to come in different clothing as well. So we have the hoodie, heavyweight tee, just a normal cotton tee, and then crew neck for this as well. So several different options. Oops, I probably shouldn't show the store, but yeah, guys, that's what I got coming. So I will end the stream there. So if you guys do want to pick up some of that for New York or Vegas, it is going to be dropping in the store sometime this week. I'll put a post out over on X. And then we do have a bunch of just other stuff in the shop right now. If you guys aren't aware of the shop at all. So we got a bunch of different stuff, from comic covers to the coloring pages, if you want to do that with your kids. And then 8 pages of more VeVe merch, if you guys want to pick up some for the events. So, but yeah, guys, that's going to conclude today's stream. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, follow, depending on where you guys are watching from. And I will catch you guys in the next one. I appreciate each and every one of you guys coming through on a Monday. Later.